Alright guys, we're headed to the gun shop. We'll get some various bullets for the muzzleloader. We upgraded the scope on it, so while I'm re-zeroing the scope, I figured I would try a couple different bullet types, see what it likes the best. Just trying to get ready for next weekend. The late muzzleloader season for Kentucky comes back in on the 11th. So hopefully we can get it dialed in either today or tomorrow and be back in the woods next weekend. So I'll pick y'all back up whenever we get to the gun range. Like I said, it'll probably be tomorrow, maybe later today, but most likely tomorrow. So I'll pick y'all back up then. Alright guys, we just left the gun store. Went in for some muzzleloader bullets, and we did get some, but they didn't have but just one option here. They're power belt 50 caliber hollow point. They're a copper solid bullet, I'm assuming. 295 grain. So, I do have some other ones at the house. Can't remember offhand what they are. I'm pretty sure they're a power belt with maybe like an arrow tip or something like that. While we was there, they did have some of this Hornady American whitetail 30-06 180 grain. Figured I'd go ahead and grab 2 boxes of that. Seems to be hard to find right now. And the other thing we got was just some muzzleloader cleaning patches. They didn't really have a lot for muzzleloader. Had a few things in the 45 caliber, but they don't do us much good. So looks like we are gonna have to hold off till tomorrow to go to the range and shoot the muzzleloader and get it all sighted back in. And as far as testing bullets in it, we got 2 options, so hopefully one of those will work out for us. And yeah, I figured at least an inch and a half group at 50 yards, that ought to be plenty. Where we're hunting at in the woods, we're probably going to have maybe a 60-yard shot at best, and I'd say the closest would probably be 25 yards. Kind of set the spot up earlier or toward the end of Modern Gun for muzzleloader and hopefully some late bow hunting, maybe even crossbow. So I mean, as long as we get a decent group at 50 yards, I think we'll be plenty good enough there. So I guess I'll pick y'all back up probably around dinner tomorrow when we get to the gun range to get it all sighted in and go from there. And hopefully it turns out pretty good. All right guys, we finally made it to the range. Got out here, got the camera set up, realized that I didn't bring any of the powder, the primers, or the bullets, so I had to drive all the way back home and get all that. So we only got 2 bullet options. Got the Arrow Light, they're a 300 grain, and then we have the Power Belt solid coppers hollow points, they're a 295 grain. So we're gonna try them. I'm kind of hoping for these coppers to be the better option in my gun. We're gonna get loaded up here and take a couple shots and see how they do. Of course, I almost spill them all. For the powder, we're gonna be running this Ogden 777 Easy Clean Muzzleloader Propellant. We're gonna be running 90 grains. It looks like all the loadings on here is for 100 grain, but we're gonna run 90. We'll start out putting our powder in. There's a closer look at the bullet, the hollow point, solid copper. Stuff that down in there. the 209 primer out of here. We're loaded up, and then now I'm gonna have to go down range here and turn on the GoPro. Get this out of the way. Alright, I'll go down here and turn the GoPro on, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, we got the GoPro running down there, so you'll be able to see the impacts if I get it figured out in the editing. Grab my ears. This will be the first shot with the hollow point solid coppers at 50 yards. Not too bad. Looks like it's probably, probably 1.5 inches low at 50. Not too bad. As Hootie Hoo would say, we'll give her some clickies. Which way do we need to go? Need to go up. Alrighty. Pull that out. We'll run a cleaning patch through it just to make it a little easier to load. Grab the patch here. Give her one more there. It's not real good on a scope. This again. All right, we got her cleaned up there a little bit. So now we're gonna reload. Move you back down here a little bit. Another 90 grains of powder. Another bullet. pack it down in there like that or not, but that's what we're doing. Looks like it's pretty dead on there at 50. Take one more shot just to make sure. I think we're gonna call it good. Run some more patches through it. Clean it up a little bit. These are just dry patches. Ain't got no solvent or anything on them. Gonna wipe out some of the residue. Clean it a little better once we get back to the house. Alright, so this will be our third shot with the 295 grain copper hollow points. They seem to be pretty good at 50 yards. This one here is close. I think we're going to call it good. Say that's pretty decent. We'll take a walk down there and look at it. Just not too bad. So this was our first shot. This was our second shot, and then our third shot. Say those two are within an inch and a quarter maybe. I think that's pretty good for where we're hunting at. A 50-yard shot's gonna be a pretty good ways through the woods, I would think. Alright, so we're gonna go back and try I think they're arrow lights. I didn't bring any more stickers down here with me, so we're just gonna aim for the mud spot right there. Just kind of see what they do at 50 yards. Alright, so we're going to try these arrow tip 300 grain. Still shoot the same 90 grains powder. See how they do. this is the arrow tip, 300 grain, 50 yards. Point of impact don't look that much different at 50 yards anyway. Alright, shot number 2. Look pretty dead on to me. I don't see much difference in the bullet as far as point of impact at 50 yards. Alright, so now that we got it sighted in, I brought a couple milk jugs full of water. We're going to set one of them at 50 and one of them at 100. Just make sure that we can hit a milk jug. If we can hit a milk jug, I think we can kill a deer with it. Let me get these set up. I'll be right back with you. Alright, we got her loaded back up with a 295 hollow point. We'll shoot this milk jug at 50 yards. Looks like we got it. Set one out at 100 and then we'll load her back up and try that. Alright, so we got a milk jug set at 100. Again, shooting the hollow point solid copper, 295 grain. Let's see what we can do with that. Like we got it. Alright guys, looks like we've got it dialed in pretty good for the 50 yards. We hit the milk jug at 50, we hit the milk jug at 100. I was come out here hoping for inch and a half groups at 50. I think we've done a little bit better than that. I know at the start of the video I didn't go over what the gun was, but it's just a cheap, it's a CVA Wolf 50 cal running a Sonora Vortex 4 to 12 by 44 scope. Hasn't really been that great as far as accuracy goes since I've had it. Owned the gun a year or two. Was shooting these 777, the pellets. Didn't really thought it was just the gun that was just inaccurate. And I'd seen somewhere that some people were suggesting going with the loose powder. That really helped their accuracy, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and it improved my accuracy on my gun quite a bit. I mean, I was shooting at 50 yards probably a 4-inch group with the pellets, And as you've seen in the video, we've cut that back to about an inch and a quarter groups. I think that's pretty good improvement. I believe that's going to do it for this video.